Hey, welcome back. It's Cherrien if you're new here. I noticed quite a few of you enjoyed my last monthly favorites back in October, but sadly, I just haven't found the inspiration to film one of these favorites until now. I think now I do have a pretty good updated list to do a full-on video on, so here we are. I think by the time this goes up, I will already have put out a couple vlogs. Go ahead and check those out as well. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank Squarespace for supporting this channel. If you don't know, Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform created to help you or your business launch your very own space in the digital world. Along with thousands of the most beautifully designed templates to start, fully customizable to fit your needs, you'll have their 24/7 support and analytics to guide you through the entire process. They also feature tons of other helpful tools like emailing newsletters, membership access, and so much more to keep you engaged with your audience. And the best part is you can try all this out for free with their 14-day trial. And as always, when you feel ready to launch, you can use my link in the description box to save 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. Since I am in such a rush these days, I pretty much had no time for anything else in my life, energy-wise. The only thing that is keeping me somewhat sane right now is organizing all my spring looks, spring outfits through my Pinterest and just creating mood boards. Every time my real life is slightly chaotic, Pinterest is my only refuge. I mean, at least I get to organize my pin boards, right? Some things I've been saving, which I guess could be listed as a monthly favorite. I'm just gonna look at my laptop because I'm using my phone as a microphone right now. I have been saving a lot of polka dotted looks.
Joss, you rock a lot of polka dots.
It is diabolical.
I have never been a polka dot girl, really. I thought it just wasn't for me, but ever since Claro blessed the entire internet with her polka dot, custom-made polka dot dress at the Grammys. I think it was the Grammys. I've been on the hunt for a good polka dot piece. And to name a few that are currently on my wish list, most of these I will probably never end up ever having in my possession because some of them are rare archive pieces. And to start us off, I have been eyeing this stunning archive piece. I found them on this account called West Archive, the Prada Spring Summer 1999 collection mirror coats. These mirrors are attached to this trench coat situation. I just thought these were so chic. And the only reason why I have never been such a polka dot girl is because I thought they were a little too on the cutesy side for me, which if you're into that, I love that for you, but it's just not what I vibe with. But I thought this, if I had to pick one way to do polka dots right, it would be this. Every time I look at it, I nearly cry because it is so beautiful, but also because I know I will never be able to have it. And second one, the new studio, also a vintage piece. It's this polka dot dress that sadly is also sold out. Even if it wasn't sold out, I wouldn't have been able to purchase it because they don't ship here. And it's a bummer because I was so ready to place an order. I don't care if the shipping fee is gonna be insane. I wouldn't have cared. I would have purchased it, but And I also really liked their little polka dot scrunched up skirt that they had and this polka dot scarf, all vintage. I always love their curated collection of just vintage garments. I think nowadays vintage is so on demand and everyone is so into thrifting that a lot of vintage stores don't really have the best curation. It is just so saturated right now, the vintage market. Most of them should not even be able to call themselves vintage. At some point, it's just secondhand. I think there is a difference. But this studio is just on their game. Their curation every time just hits so good. Along with this, another great vintage shop that I had the privilege to be able to physically go to Anemonia. It is run by these two Italian girls who are the sweetest, and now I think they're based in Berlin. So guess Berlin is on my next list of cities to travel to. One piece that I'm hoping doesn't sell out before I get there is this medieval YSL bag. I've never seen anything like it. I could just be happy just having this in my closet, even if I necessarily couldn't wear it every day. Moving on to the next polka dot item, this two-piece zip up by lelabo. Again, polka dots, but not too on the cutesy side. And I always think a nice little two-piece setup is so low effort but high results kind of outfit. I think it is so easy to look put together, and also you have the option to wear them separately. And a few domestic brands, a few Korean brands that have some insane polka dots, kind of metallic, almost looks like a shopper's bag. It's by Chemical Sports. I've seen so many Korean influencers wearing this around. I've seen it all over their feed, and I've actually seen it in real life. I think it was at one of the many cute hipster cafes in Seoul. And I love that it added a new element to her otherwise basic outfit. Not calling her out, I loved her entire fit, but I do think the bag really added that last oomph to it. Another one that is to be released, and it is owned by a friend of mine. Immediately I ran over to ask her when she's gonna start selling them, because I will be there first day to order one for myself. And also I've gone back into collecting vintage pieces. I think I first started getting into vintage when I was back in uni, which I think is just a rite of passage for any art major. I think we all go through that vintage phase, or we're still going through it. In my case, I thrifted, well, not thrifted because it actually wasn't that cheap, this vintage Marc Jacobs bag, which I'm not sure if it's authentic at all, but just thought it was cute. And I've been needing the slightly bigger bags for me to stuff all my film gears in and my books, as well as maybe my laptop for when I want to work outside. As I was searching for styling inspo for the bag, I came into this entire archive of 1990s Marc Jacobs, and I think their 1997 line is just elite. And another vintage Marc Jacobs thrift is this military denim jacket, and I think this will be my biggest flex ever for the rest of my life, because this is the exact jacket that Rory wore on one of the episodes of Gilmore Girls. And she wears this throughout like several episodes, but the first time I ever saw it was when she was showing that Chilton girl around at Yale with the whole striped skinny scarf, and I always wanted to find something like it. And as I was going through every vintage app, I found the exact one. At first I thought like, no way, but as I looked at all the details, lo and behold. And I know it's not an iconic piece as some of her other outfits, but now I think my childhood is complete. I would like to be buried with this jacket on. I haven't really been watching any new series or just any other series, but I did watch a new film. Well, not a new film, but it's my first time watching it, and it is Sabrina, the 1995 remake, not the Audrey Hepburn version, which I still haven't watched. This one is the one with Harrison Ford, and the vibes are just immaculate. If you romanticize the 90s as much as I do, then this is the movie for you. I think I posted about it on my stories a while ago, saying this is the perfect Valentine's film, and I still stand by it. The music, just the vibes, the color schemes, everything about it was so dreamy, and even though it was way before I was born, it still made me feel nostalgic for some reason. Other than that, I haven't really consumed anything else much. I do have a few new favorite YouTube channels though that I've been watching or just have turned on in the background while I'm in the studio. Courtney Marr, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. She just brings the best vibes. I really love watching her videos when I want to disconnect. There's something very ethereal about all her vlogs, and it just really puts me in this tranquil peace. And another channel with the same ethereal, like fairy-like vibes is Butterfly. I've been rewatching Emma's travel vlogs, her older ones, especially the one where she goes to Italy. I think I just watch it as a form of escape from the hustle and bustle of the studio. Yeah, manifesting a European summer for me as well. Yeah, those are some of my recent media consumptions. And another thing while I'm in the studio, sometimes videos and just movies are too visually stimulating for me. My top favorite songs are Cherrien. Also been into the Mariahs a lot, especially their track No One Noticed and Breaking News, and also Linger by the Cranberries. Do I Ever Cross Your Mind by Somber, Kingston by Faye Webster, Casual by Trouble Roan, and a new release by my all-time favorite, Flower of Love. It's I've Seen Your Ex. It's such a bop. I'm gonna be listening to it all throughout the summer as well, probably. So don't really have a favorite book for this month, but I do have a favorite magazine, which coincidentally also has polka dots on the cover. It's the second issue of Violet Papers, and I just really love the editorial design. I got this before my obsession with polka dots started, but I think this book is also highly themed around polka dots. This first came to my notice because I actually follow the person behind the magazine. I first saw her through one of her book bag straps, which is essentially this strap that you wrap around your book to make it look like a bag and that you can hang on your shoulder with these little tassel details, which I loved. As I was flipping through, I noticed there is just these really whimsical looking calligraphy just all along the cover and throughout the entire pages, and I couldn't help but notice that they also had this familiarity, and they cited all the inspo that went into the design. And apparently, my favorite illustrated children's book from my childhood was one of the inspirations behind this whole editorial, The English Roses by Madonna. And I remember loving it as a kid. I think I can see the influences it had on this magazine, and it just made me love it even more. I still can't believe even this magazine had polka dots on it. I guess this spring you'll be seeing quite a lot of me in polka dots. Also, how I know spring is nearly on its way is my change in perfume. Although I can't prove it, there is a shift in the air, because otherwise I would not have craved my spring summer perfumes, and I think it's only fair to show you what they are. It is Tacit and Gloam. I love to layer these two together, spray Tacit just all around, a bit of Gloam in my pulse area. Just because it's spring doesn't mean I'm gonna start wearing flowery perfumes.
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
But I do really get into this earthy, almost green, very herby sort of sense. A few perfumes that are on my wish list that I have yet to check out. Mixed Emotions by Byredo, Earl Grey and Cucumber from Jo Malone, Teascape by Margiela, Aldehyde 44 by Lelabo. You can only get them in Texas. I think it's one of their city exclusives. Black Orchid by Tom Ford. This is on the top of my list of perfumes to check out because I've been seeing it all over social media. Perfume is a source of confidence for me. I think it is the last step to complete any look. I dare say sometimes it sort of puts me into character. Every time I put together a cute outfit and I want to embody a certain vibe, I spray on a perfume that I think is closest to the vibe that I'm going for. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that was all the favorites I have prepared for you today. Trying to think if I have anything else. A majority of them were just things I'm interested in, not really favorites. But yeah, let me know if you guys want more videos of me talking about my favorite brands and the current fashion trends that I've been into, what's on my wish list. Let me know, because I'd be more than happy to share. If you're still here up to this point, if you've watched this entire video through, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I will see you soon. Bye.